Namaskar. Welcome to day 13 of 100 Yoga Days of my practices towards a celebration of International Day of Yoga, which I will be celebrating with you from Times Square, New York on 21st of June 2026. Today is March 26th, and today Yoga Sutra 1.13 of Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sutra that we are going to base our practice on. Yesterday, we learned Yoga Sutra 1.12, or the 12th Yoga Sutra we learned yesterday, which said, Maharshi Patanjali said that abhyas and vairagya, abhyas, the practice, and non attachment are the two wings of the bird, and the bird cannot fly if either is not working. And today we will learn a little more about what exactly is abhyas, or the practice. So here is the sutra. Tatra sthito yatnobhyasah. Tatra sthito yatnobhyasah. Abhyas is the effort to remain steady in that state. Abhyas is the effort to remain steady in that state. Now, what does that mean? Abhyas is not intensity, it is not repetition, it is not doing more. Maharishi Patanjali says that the effort to stay steady is abhyas. The effort to remain established, the effort to return again and again and again. It is gentle, it is sincere, it is a continuous process. It's not by force or by perfection, or it is just returning. Now, if I have to give you an analogy, I will give one of my most favorite analogy for Yoga Sutra 1.13, the 13th Yoga Sutra from the Samadhi Pad, or the first chapter. Imagine a monkey jumping from branch to branch, never still, never satisfied, always restless. Isn't that how our mind is? Yes, this is the mind. Abhyas is the gentle effort to bring the monkey back to one branch again, again, and again, without anger, without force, just steady returning. And why this Yoga Sutra even matters today? In today's world, the mind jumps constantly from here to there to there to here, from screen to screen, task to task, memory to memory. We think practice means intensity. Maharishi Patanjali says practice means steadiness, to show up, to be present, to return when the mind jumps away. This is abhyas. Now, what we are going to practice today, so far, what we have practiced is the Sanskrit Yog Sutra 1.13 and how we said the the recitation of the Sutra, Yog Sutra 1.13, and how we try to understand abhyas as steadiness and the monkey mind analogy. Now, you may have noticed that we have been practicing some classical movements, Griva Sanchalan, Skanda Sanchalan, Vakra Sanchalan, um, cat and cow movement. So, why even we do this? Why do we begin with the classical movements? Classical movements help us stay steady because they are slow, they follow the breath, they reveal when the mind wanders. And isn't that what we have been trying to find? To notice, to recognize, to understand when the mind wanders. And every time that happens, we are returning to our navel, to our breath. So these classical movements teach us to return again and again without force. This gentle returning is abhyas. Now we will also we so under the classical movements, like every day we'll be practicing Griva Sanchalan, which is the gentle neck rolls, Skanda Sanchalan, the shoulder rolls, Marjorie Bitilasan or the Bidalasan or the cat cow, the popular cat cow pose, and the last one, Vakra Sanchalanam, which is the gentle twist of the spine. And each movement teaches us to stay steady without strain. Stay steady without strain. And the stillness practices that we will be doing later after the classical movements, stillness practices to feel abhyas internally, the sthira, sukham, dhyanam, steady comfort, antarmon, the inside silence practice, and the nabhi dharana, which is returning to our anchor, which is the nabhi or the navel. And the stillness practice is the lived experience of abhyas. So let's begin with the gentle classical movement, starting with Griva Sanchalanam. So remember, slow and steady, following the breath, and every time you notice that your mind wanders, just return to your breath, follow your breath. So let's begin. Slow, steady circles. Let me take off my glasses and let's do this. Very slow and gentle. You may keep your eyes open or close. And one more. And back to the center. And now in the opposite direction. And the last. Here we are. The next, we move on to Skanda Sanchalan, which is the gentle shoulder rolls. Now remember, slow and steady, slow and steady, but following the breath. And every time we notice that our mind starts to wander, we just return to our navel. So back and spine straight. You may roll your shoulder, your chest opens up, your lungs get extra space to work efficiently, more efficiently. So we begin, and you may just tuck your chin a little bit like this so as to get a good alignment. And let's begin rolling our shoulders. And you may count, I'll just do for four, and the last, and now in the opposite direction. And the last. So just not forcing anything, not under tension, just slowly, gently the movement. And the third one we do is the Marjorie Bitilasan or the Bidalasan. So to do that, we would, I am seated here in the chair. So you may be standing. I would suggest that you may just sit, or you know what, actually, if you're standing, if you are, you can still do it. So, but if you are on your mat on the floor or you are using a chair, what you can do is just follow your breath and take the whole oxygen from surrounding and fill yourself and release. Let's do it one more time, slow and steady. Let's do this. We are practicing, or abhyas is the effort to steady. So we just try to do two times. And the last but not the least in the classical movement is the Vakra Sanchalanam. Vakra Sanchalanam. So Vakra Sanchalanam is the spine movement, the twisting of the spine. Now remember, the twisting of the spine, however, just gentle twist of the spine. So we do that gently and slowly. We are practicing to slow down, to learn. We are learning to just slow down, take it easy, don't have to haste, mm, no rush, nothing. So just twist to one side. Let your navel move, guide your movement without effort. Now, slowly, gently to the other side, gazing over your shoulder, and come back. And we do this one more time. And to the other side. Excellent. So, this Vakra Sanchalanam is the spinal twist. So, you're doing that slowly, gently, without being too hard on yourself. Just take it easy. And that's how we are doing. Now, our stillness practice. Remember, stillness practice, you may think that, oh, it's so easy. I can just be still. But today, that is the challenge. Wait for it. So let's just practice our stillness, starting with the sthir sukham dhyanam. So to do that, I would just sit, I would adjust my seat, and I just use Ardha Padmasan or the half lotus. If you can see me, let me see if you can see my posture. It's important that you see my posture. So I'm seated in Ardha Padmasan or the half lotus pose. And this is Sthir Sukham Dhyanam. So this is just to bring our focus to our breath, to our navel, just bringing it. Settle your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And one last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Breathing in and breathing out. And we keep doing this. We are just trying to settle our breath. Let's move on to the antarman. Mon is to keep silence and antar is internal. So we practice internal. Let me pull the chair closer and we practice antarman. So you may be seated or you are standing or whatever your position is. You can practice antarman. Antarman is the silence from within. So let's practice silence from within. Now, this stillness practice is the right practice when you would notice if your mind wanders. One thought comes in, let it pass. Another thought comes, let it go. Do not judge. Do not ponder over a thought. Just recognize that when your mind starts to wander. And at that time, just bring your focus to your navel. So let's do it. Just stay with your back and spine straight, with your chin slightly tucked in, shoulders rolled back, and your hands, it can be over on your thighs, palms facing up, or it could be just on your knees. I'm using chin mudra. We are practicing the inner silence. It is okay that there are many sounds you can hear from the outside, but that should not affect you. You will not react. You're just with your closed eyes. You're just keeping silence from inside and an opportunity to notice if your mind wanders. You may come back. And the last one, of course, again, not the least, is the Nabhi Dharana. Nabhi is your center. My yoga practices are based on it is Nabhi centered. So the center of the body, it is your anchor, which is your navel. So you may place one hand lightly over your navel. And this time you would breathe in, breathe out, and bring all your focus onto your navel. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You may open your eyes and return to your normal rhythm. So today, as I said, today there is a challenge for you. Before we close, your challenge for today is that today you would choose. Remember, there was a there was a task yesterday, and I want to know in the comment box if any one of you who are watching started to think about the task that you would do, even if it's for 30 seconds on a daily basis. So, did you think about it? Have you started to think about the task that you would be doing? Anyways, so today's challenge is that you would choose one point. One point. It could be your breath, your navel, or just your palm or the fingertips. So, what will you do with just choosing one point? So, throughout the day, when you remember to notice that your mind is wandering, you're distracted, your challenge is to return to that point. I'll choose navel. So anytime that happens, you are busy, all are busy, and anytime you notice that your mind is wandering or jumping from here to there, you would just return to your point and stay like that even for 10 seconds. 10 seconds stillness practice. So let me know in the comment, are you up for the challenge for day 13? Let me know in the comment. So this what we will be doing is since we are returning to our point, and that is abhyas. That is Yoga Sutra 1.13. This is abhyas that you're returning to the point. So let's close with 3 soft breaths. But this time you will count. And I want you to, this is also a pranayam, and we call this the first pranayam. It's a beautiful breath technique where you equalize your breath. You inhale with the number of counts, say 1001, 1002. If it is 2 counts, then you exhale with the exact number of counts, 1001, 1002. So basically, you are equalizing your breath. So place your hand over your navel. And as you breathe in, remember you're taking up all the oxygen, and you would notice that your belly button or the navel starts to extend. And as you breathe out, it distends. Like a balloon, it would extend, and as you breathe out, it distends. So let's observe that while we equalize our breath. So let's begin, and I will count to 2, and you may count whatever number suits you. So let's do it. First, take few short breaths and begin. 1001, 1002. Breathe out. 2. Breathe in. 2. Breathe out. 2. One last time. Breathe in. 2. Breathe out. 2. Well, that was our practice of Abhyas, Yoga Sutra 1.13. 1 3. Not with force, not with perfection. We are just returning. We are just returning to our center. Thank you for practicing with me today. Until we meet tomorrow, stay warm, stay open, and stay honest to your own self. Thank you. And I shall read some comments now. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Indranil, thank you. And the Internet 8853, thank you for joining. So thankful that you all are not only joining, but also writing in the comment. I would love to see your comments. If you are up for the challenge that I shared, the challenge is that you would choose one point, either your breath or your navel, so you can return to. You can take any point, but you would practice stillness for at least 10 seconds. Just returning to the point, to that, your point, and just focusing on the point stillness. Thank you, everyone.